First Peter 3:21. Whereunto baptism, being of the like form, now saveth you also, not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, but the examination of a good conscience toward God by the resurrection of Jesus Christ, who is on the right hand of God, swallowing down death, that we might be made heirs of life everlasting, being gone into heaven, the angels and powers and virtues being made subject to him. Brethren in Christ, Jesus is King. Welcome to the 4th annual Ascending His Throne celebration. That's right. It's the Ascension.
Cheers.
I'll never forget the very first Ascending His Throne, me and Chris Plants, where Chris presented to me the mind-blowing thesis that the kingship of Christ is the essence of the gospel. It was just an awesome day in what was that? 2020. That was the year of COVID. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have a special guest with us today. That's Dr. Richard DeClue, the best-selling author of the new smash hit on Benedict. That's right. The Mind of Benedict XVI. So, Chris, you're fired.
Can't put it over for you.
Dr. DeClue, tell us about your first book. Tell us about it. Congratulations.
Well, I mean, it's a book I wanted to write for a really long time, and probably, I don't know, going on 15 years or so, and I finally had the opportunity, so I did it. I mean, the main purpose of the book was, you know, there are good books on his theology already out there in English, but I just, you know, I noticed that some of them, they treated like a selection of topics in his thought, but often were missing important topics. So one book would have like 5 topics or whatever. Another one would have another 5, but they wouldn't all have all of it. And they were sort of separate chapters. So I wanted to do something that would cover all of the major bases that I could, but also show how they're unified.
And
That's
Dom,
awesome.
who is almost done with the book, would you say that Dr. DeClue succeeds in that?
Absolutely. It's really, I have 2 more chapters and I'm done. It's excellent. It's a great overview of like the big symphony, the Ratzingerian symphony.
Yeah, it's all how it fits together. That's what it's all about.
That's definitely something that I've experienced with Ratzinger. I've been frustrated that you encounter a single passage that I'm confused about, I don't understand. And then I asked Dom, and he's like, oh, it's because of this and this and this, and you look at this and this and this, and then that all comes together. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's good that there's this secondary source. So thank you, Richard DeClue. This is episode number 14 of the St. Joseph Dialogos. This is where we delve into all the most contemporary issues, contemporary controversies. And you can get all 14 episodes as a guild member of Meaning of Catholic, and all the locals and Patreon subscribers of all the gentlemen here you see here. So if you want this full episode where we're going to talk about the Ascension, you can subscribe and become members of one of our premium channels.
Mm-hmm.
What we're discussing is the end of volume 2 here of Jesus of Nazareth. This is the book. This is the homework for this episode. Jesus of Nazareth. So this text, Fowler and I read this text through Lent and Paschaltide. And we already discussed this on episode 13 of the Dialogos. And the epilogue of this text talks about the Ascension and the Second Coming. So that's what we're going to be talking about for Ascension. So if you want the full episode, you need to subscribe to one of our channels, and then you can have full access to the conversation. So with that out of the way, we're 5 minutes in. The rest of this is going to be totally private. What I'll do is I'll just release that first 5 minutes as a teaser for people to join whatever channels. So, Richard, you go first. What are your thoughts on this epilogue from Ratzinger? You're the Ratzingerian scholar here.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Do I even cover this in the book, Dom? Do you remember?
I haven't read the eschatology chapter yet, so that's the last one.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a really great epilogue. He just does a masterful job of sort of explaining how the Ascension is not an abandonment. I think that's really, for me, the sort of key to his thought. It's like, all right, well, Jesus goes away, it can kind of seem like, oh, well, he just left us alone. And, the major point of this epilogue is that's not really the case. And he says that we know that because it says that after Jesus ascended, the apostles went away with great joy. He says, well, that's kind of strange, because usually when people part ways, there's sorrow. It's not a time of joy. And especially when Jesus himself leaves, well, that shouldn't be a time of joy. But he basically is arguing that it's because he's not actually abandoning us. It's that by ascending to the right hand of the Father, what he means is he's bringing his humanity fully into communion with God, and therefore his humanity is now sharing in the divine power over the entire cosmos, and is therefore now able to be present to us no matter where we are and what time. And so that he's present to us in a new way. I would add to that in some sense, because our own salvation is tied to the humanity of Christ, we cannot reach our eschatological fulfillment until Christ's humanity reaches eschatological fulfillment. So in some sense, his ascension is part of our hope, because it's the completion of the actual act of salvation. It's not, yes, the resurrection is a part of that, but it's the completion of it is the entrance of the resurrected humanity into the kingdom of heaven.